Welcome to this week's episode of Esports Wrap. I'm host Michael. I'm our co-host this week.
Hi,
How you doing, Dwan?
I'm good. That's like on my mic now. Like it ain't like a fault to me.
But all right, moving on. So this week we're actually be talking about Tomb Raider. That, of course, would be Lara Croft.
Aw.
I want to jump into the more scandalous side early on, so we're not hit later. Yes, this is also the same person that we have seen many movies of, well, a fair amount of movies of, who has become a sex symbol as well, despite the originators wanting because of how, not because of her body.
I mean, they probably shouldn't have put her in pom-pom shots.
You'd think, and I mean,
For people who don't know what pom-pom shots are, they're the equivalent of what do Americans call it?
short shorts,
Yeah, they have a name for it though.
hot short,
I don't know.
hot pants.
I don't know, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
So she has changed over the years in some ways. So I want to give you guys a quick image. So this is essentially how Laura has changed over the years. For the most part, she has stayed voluptuous, hourglass figure. Same short shorts, hasn't really changed. Every once in a while, she put on like an extra shirt, but for the most part, it's generally a very deep V-neck or something that's showing off her assets. In this most latest version of the Tomb Raider series, though, we see where she's kind of coming into herself, or at least so they're trying to come out, portray it as, and learning how to become the Tomb Raider. And it's an interesting prospect on it because they're taking away. No, Jay Bruce, I'm not calling you voluptuous, though. Probably are. This kind of is taking a step back from how she normally is by like going spaghetti strap, I think that's what you call them, as well as she seems to be wearing longer pants this time, which is kind of a step forward, I guess you could say.
I mean, I guess appearance-wise, is like she doesn't have as much chest. She doesn't have the short pants anymore. They actually have like in the game like where you can change her appearance, and like none of them are actually like really like too scanty or scandalous, I guess. Like she's covered up for the most part.
Maybe because I think they're trying to portray her as the younger version, but at the same point, like they have shown her, like there have been parts in the game where she's been like 16, she's still dressed the same way she's dressed as an adult. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just try to step away from that. Like it's kind of refreshing not to see it in that light, but like some characteristics that she had, in regards to her appearance, like what they took away, and it sounded like it's a younger Laura, but it was like it's in the Laura I grew up knowing those, like a dual gun. Like they kind of teased it. I think it was in the first game, either the first game or the second one. And like after that, like you don't see it like anymore. Like the recent game that came out, we don't see it at all.
yeah, it's
And it's like if it's supposed to be a game of her coming into herself, I guess. Like where's those iconic dual guns that she always carries around?
yeah, I don't know. Like it feels a little weird to me. It feels a little different because for the most part, she's like for the gameplay trailer. Actually, it wasn't gameplay. It was just a trailer. I actually had underneath it this where she's pretty much killing people with either a knife or her timing equipment or like a bow and arrow. They don't
Yeah.
different. Still killing Mayans, which is within itself. But I don't know how I feel about this new version of her.
I mean, like, she's super whiny. Okay. See, my problem with the game isn't really like her character. Her characters are totally like other train wrecks that should be discussed. Like, I understand they're trying to do something different, but you're not making the previous Tomb Raiders. I said absolutely nothing, and I love her more than this one. Not speaking of like volumes, because this one is extremely whiny. She got like daddy issues or something. I guess that's cool. I mean, if you that kind of stuff. But like, there's no like real evidence to support that like she's growing from it or learn from it or like whatever, like how her adventures is supposed to help her grow from it. If you know what I mean. Like this one tried the one Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It tried to incorporate growth a little bit, but personally for me, like it wasn't enough. If that makes sense.
Oh, it does. It does make sense.
I mean, yeah, it just wasn't enough for me. It, like the stuff that was happening, it felt forced. Let me put it like that.
Now, I know when they first started her off, like the graphics were time. Nowadays, it's pretty crap.
Yeah, compared to all the other stuff that I dropped in, like God of War. I mean, I'm tired of hearing me talking this year.
You just love this
So
game.
like compared to like compared to God of War, you were like Spider-Man,
which has one of the like most completion rates in station game. Hey,
I'm happy to have contributed to that number.
did well. Also, I wanted to point out this is part of the problem right here. When they first started off, I don't know if you're able to see this. I'm showing it up on this.
No.
Okay. Is it? Can you see my screen?
It's loading. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is part of the problem right here. When she was first introduced, like this is the version of Laura that everyone saw, like that. I mean, yes, she has her guns, her dual pistols, and as she's moving around, like you do, there's it's quite obviously she's got a butt, and quite obviously a chest. For the most part, though, like her progression in how
game. Sorry.
like there was a lot going on back then, like with like how games were made, and you just don't see games being made like this anymore. And I mean, as time went on, they slowly made them better, arguably at least. So, for example, I'll take a look over. This is another. There is one where she's going through water. Tell me how this looks to you. Like, does that look like quality gameplay right there?
Yes.
Um,
I'm gonna dive into my desk playtime for nostalgia. I mean, it was good for what it was at the time.
this is true. This is actually very, very true. And I mean, polygons and like blocks and stuff like that, that was just simply how you made these kind of platforms. I mean, the sounds and everything like that, of course, over time, the quality got better, the graphics got better. This it's actually a lot of I say it. It's a trip down memory lane for me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember coming around the same time as like Spyro and Donkey. People actually getting into those kind of games as well. And then here's Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, coming out with like extra stuff, which is like taking things. The thing about Tomb Raider also is that it's always been one that, even though it's pretty much along the same idea of a game, always push the boundary of what the game actually does for its time.
I mean, I liked the games because, like, even though like you're pretty much doing the same thing, it was different. If that makes sense. Like for what it was, like you said, for back in the day, like it was just enough to be good enough. Like it was enough. What we would consider the bare minimum now was like they're spectacular. So like they were bringing out like these really spectacular games. Like look at this compared to all the other ones. Like they were trying to get like better with the graphics and stuff like that. And the ones now, like, kind of disappointing because I feel like the only thing that they really brought that was different was a younger Lara with better graphics, because this is like their third game they're going on now, and literally I was ready to buy this game until like I saw a walkthrough. One I said, you know what, let me look at a walkthrough. And I looked at the walkthrough, it was basically the same game. Like, thank God I didn't buy the first two because my brother, we game share. So he bought the first two and I thought I ended up playing it. And I was like, oh, well, I know my brother likes the game, so this time I'd buy it so he'd be able to download and enjoy it too. But, like, I literally don't want to buy the game, and I persuaded him not to buy it because it's literally the same game wrapped up in a new package. They're, like, trying to pull a Destiny on me, and the graphics ain't even as good as Destiny. Are you kidding me? Like, that pissed me off, because it's like, you waiting for this character development, and this character, like, she's supposed to be, like, oh man, I don't even know how to vent my frustration, because it's like I'm watching the same movie over and over. Lara she has some kind of daddy issue. She goes to this new place trying to stop Trinity. Trinity gets in her way. Some kind of supernatural thing happens. She ends up teaming with the supernatural thing, and then end up beating Trinity. Like, that's the basically the plot for every single game. I was like, we're not gonna work on the story though. And then they saying that the graphics are much better, okay, by like what, +1? You have games like God of War would look like it almost, I can't tell the difference between a cutscene and an actual gameplay. And you trying to charge me, like, I see they have a deal now on the PlayStation Store where, like, something I think like the deluxe package was like 70 something, is now like $50. You want me to pay $50 for a game like you basically revamped?
Yep.
Gotcha. I'm trying to sell a new?
Yep.
That ain't cool. That totally turned me off from the whole franchise. And the fact that, like, I feel like her progression as a character is just like it's going nowhere. Like they could have executed it in so much different ways. Like they could have made a time skip and allowed her to be more mature or something like that. Like I don't know. Like there's so much other different avenues that they could have taken to try to show that she was growing as a character instead of just being like, oh, happenstance, force you to grow. You got character development and we were calling it a date. Like that's fine, cool. I'm like that literally the gameplay is literally the same with the addition of, I guess, more stealth component. But it's literally the same thing. And you try to get people to pay $70, $60, $70 for that? That's not cool. I hate the game, man. Like, y'all ain't never have me rant about a game like that. I hate that game. I would never spend money on that game. The PlayStation Plus would have to offer that game for free for me to download that.
Wow.
Like literally, like I lost respect for Square Enix in regards to that game.
Actually, I'm curious, like, what's the rating for that?
And that's another thing that kind of pissed me off, because like even the guy who was doing the walkthrough, like he was like, oh yeah, man, this is the best Tomb Raider game I've ever played, and like they gave him like these 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I'm like, where are you getting this from? Are you serious?
7 out of 10 on Steam.
See?
On Google, 95% of people like. But that's
That's
not a
like,
that's a good.
I can't. I would give that game a 3 out of 10.
It's actually Steam has something for where you can actually save like 34% of it on it.
See? There you have it on sale because it needs selling.
And, right. That's typically the reason why people like throw it out.
Yeah, like that options clearly is like letting you know how terrible this game is. If it was a 7 out of 10, you wouldn't need to have a sale and this just dropped. Like this game literally just dropped.
Hold on, it gets better. So the deluxe extras, deluxe extras, the Croft edition extras, the season pass, and the game, you can get a bundle for 47% off. And that comes to $58.78.
Ain't poopy. I could pass. I'll wait for Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'll admit, like, I wasn't hyped for this one at all. I mean, I haven't played Tomb Raider, and granted, like, the last game that came out was in 2015, which was like Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that was okay.
And then the mobile ones.
Like that one the most.
Well, actually, that one was actually one of the while. The one before that I either Curse of the Sword or Chronicle. It was all the way back in like 2001 or 2000, depending on which one it is.
A lot of the Tomb Raider games I played was on the PC.
Yeah. But then again, that's I probably used to get.
I just feel like they didn't do my girl justice.
They never have. I mean, for starters, like I said, they started this character off. They tried to make her sexy with power. Can't really do it. It became a sex symbol. And they quite literally made her that. They made her voluptuous. Everywhere. They went stereotypical woman, who is now like the female version of Indiana Jones. And I mean, for starters, muscle mass is gonna be a little difficult. But I mean, hey. But they've always tried to go with this, and even with their picks of who they did for the movie. Movies are something complete.
Like, yeah, we're not gonna. We don't acknowledge the movies on the side.
Like either of them. I know they were saying like the movies are like better and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like Angelina Jolie, but I just feel like the stories weren't great. I mean, the writing wasn't good, but her portrayal of the character was pretty nice.
Yeah, but you can only go so far with portrayal of the character, bad writing.
Yeah, like I said, sorry was good.
And I mean, I'll admit, I think both of the actors that they did were actually good picks. Angelina Jolie probably fit the image that most people had in their head of what she looked. At least during her portrayal.
Yeah.
But so it's the game has bad story, movie has bad story. Essentially more developed story, not the same story thrown around.
Honestly, if the game was probably like a little longer, on 18 it's like 75 of the storyline, like even some of the mechanics, like if they had added like new mechanics instead of like the same, cause like even the quick action scenes was like oh, this again. I'm totally prepared for this because I literally just played this in the last game. So, like, even if they had changed like some of the mechanics in the game, that would have been like loads better than whatever the hell we got. Like this, well, whatever the hell they got with this one. I didn't take this one.
This is true. And I mean, if you think about it, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 main title games over the years since 1996.
You didn't get this one yet?
Hey, Juan.
Like she literally is a tomb raider. Like she's really like archaeologist that goes around raiding tombs, not fighting some religious cult thing. Like nice try. Like if they did it and it worked, then sure that would have been cool. But no.
I want to show everyone like this. Essentially, like this is her entire plot for all throughout all 15 games. This is her plot. It is summarized into 5 paragraphs. 15 games. How the hell does that even happen? So essentially, she always let's see. She's a woman who travels the world in search of forgotten artifacts, locations, and frequently connected to powers. Like, her biography has changed throughout a series. Shared traits and origins as the only daughter and heir of aristocrat Croft family. She's portrayed as anyway. She's been voiced by 5 actresses over the time, and then we actually get.
You ever watch the Mummy?
Yes.
If they did that game similar to the Mummy, that would be a great game. Because like you have like these 2 different people trying to get a grab at an artifact, and that would in itself would be a much better game than like trying to force like a supernatural component on every friggin' tomb that she raids.
And I mean, you could have it so that like mess up, other person gets it, does something evil, and unlocks them up. If you for natural wrap.
Yeah, like that'd be way loads better than happenstance. If the game doesn't seem like well plotted. Like I don't even think they know what they want to do with this game.
Again.
But it's like, okay, we know that this girl raised tombs and like I remember in one of the games, like I think you had to fight a dinosaur. If I remember correctly. I remember because that dinosaur was you could kill me. Fuck that dinosaur.
Yep, it's actually like I put in Lara Croft dinosaur and it came up dinosaur deaths. How to kill the dinosaur T-Rex boss.
Yeah, the dinosaur.
Hey, welcome to the stream, Nizdope. You're on Periscope.
Hello.
But okay, so what I originally said was the 5 paragraphs of her plot essentially, but literally is only 3, and that's just talking about her continuity. And apparently that sometimes changes. In the original continuity, she's on a plane, crashes, journey back to civilization, begin her adult life. After that, like she left behind the privileged life, made a living writing about her exploits as an adventure mercenary and cat burglar. Then she was caught in a collapsing pyramid at the game's end, leaving her fate unknown. That's because the staff apparently were exhausted from 4 years of non-stop development, wanting to move on from the character. So essentially, that's probably the reason right there. Like they don't want to actually develop her character because they're tired of her. Make the most sense. The circumstances of survival were originally part of the game, but they were cut off due to time constraints. Then, in the Legends continuity, her mother was also involved in the crash, She is partially driven by the need to discover the truth of her mother's disappearance and vindicate her father's theories about Amelia's disappearance. The obsession with the truth is also present in Anniversary and ends up bringing the world to the brink of destruction during the events of Underworld. Her father is referred to as Lord Henry Croft as the original games of, and anyway, they take place within the Lara Croft sub-series, takes place in that continuity. Familiar with the smaller side stories, do not actually contribute. And then in the 2013 reboot, her mother vanished at an early age. Her father became obsessed with finding the secrets of immortality, eventually resulting in his apparent suicide. She distanced herself from her father's memory, believing that many others that his obsession had caused him to go mad. After studying at university, Laura gets an opportunity to work in an archaeology program in search of the mythic kingdom of Yamatati. The voyage to find the kingdom results in a shipwreck, flying to a ship, which is later discovered to be the place. However, the island is also home to savage bandits, which are victims in previous wrecks, and she's trying to get her way off the island to discover that the island itself is stopping them from leaving, which she discovers is linked to a still living soul of the Sun Queen, Himiko. She must find a way to banish the spirit of the Sun Queen to get home. However, she must survive long enough to do it. The aftermath of the events. The game causes her to see that her father was right and that she needlessly distanced herself from him. She just decides to finish her work and uncovers the mystery. That is her plot. It's essentially the same plot among different games.
I mean, the plot could be the same. Just switch up the journey. Like, start and finish could be the same. But what happens in the middle that really was really important. They don't really switch up what happens in the middle. That's what I was saying. Like with the first, second, and third game, like literally the build up and the climax of everything is like the same. They should probably switch it right now.
Probably.
It's probably what needs to happen. They should probably switch it right now. I think that's what Assassin's Creed did. They switched the whole team actually.
Yep. And the thing about it is, Lara, the entire team, like they've gone through several different companies before. So, if I remember correctly,
everybody trying to tackle the same problem the same way, and there's no way that could happen.
Yeah,
that's like the definition of insanity.
And you can't really redesign her too much because she's already become like an icon. The game is over 20 years old now.
My thing is, if they even had lab television design in this day and age, like with female involvement, I don't even think that it would have mattered much.
Probably not. Probably not. Of course, there'd be people saying, like she could put on a little bit more clothes, but at the same point, that's her character. Kind of become, she is who she is, and that's her look, her brand essentially.
Even Indiana Jones, who she kind of based off, like he got old because at the end of the day, just doing the same thing.
Over, just other spiritual.
Mm-hmm. I do like her sidekick though, Jonah. That's pretty cool. He's like the reason for her. Like if she wants to keep going, she doesn't know how to stop. Jonah has to stop.
Though she doesn't always listen.
Like that. No, sometimes she doesn't know advice. So like in this one, like he kind of like he got through to her more in this one than he did in part 2. You know that. Part 2, he was more like he was like a tool for the progressive story. So he was like seriously only there for the progression of the story. Like, we got to do this. Let's try this. Let's do that. But in part 3, he was actually there. Because he's the only like close person that she actually like confided in and stuff. He is the only reason why she got the emotional character development that she got. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they probably need to play on their dynamic a bit more, like how like Dr. Whoever, like companion. Maybe they need to play on their companionship a bit more.
And I like your comparison to Doctor Who. That's always been something. characters in it. I could see if they would have focused it actually a worthwhile endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
But quite honestly, right now, I'm not feeling it. How she's being played, from the gameplay that I've seen so far to the story to, like you said earlier, this is not the Lara Croft that I knew and loved.
Change is fine, but like I always said, if you don't really have respect for the source material and you're just making something new to make something new, then it's gonna show, and it's showing.
But actually it for today's. Hey, Nali, how are you doing? Hey, and Nali followed. Followed on YouTube. Sound quality might be disconnecting. I will take a look a little bit later on, but it shouldn't be. I'm not noticing any drops or anything like that, but I will in later on. We'll figure it out. But apologies in advance. But we are kind of running out of time for the day. For an episode. But I would like to thank everyone that decided. Oh. Apparently Twitch's audio is also cutting. Okay, well, what I'll do is suggest, once the episode's done and everything like that and we upload it, then I will listen to it on YouTube. I will definitely take... Actually, I think my audio is a little... Okay, I think it actually is my audio that's causing the problem. But, yeah, I'd like to thank Dwan for coming on the show. And I'd like to thank everyone that actually decided to join in and be a part of it.
Thanks.
So until next time, everyone, and don't forget, thanks for telling me it's better now. I honestly think I just had my mixer set. But do not forget that we have our shows every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays is Esports Wrap. Thursdays is MOAR Tech. Both shows are at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Mixer, Periscope, and pretty much wherever you want it to be. And we also have the podcast and the YouTube versions in case you ever want to listen in after the show's happened. So feel free to tune on any of those or head to our website, MOAR Cookies, MOARcookies.com. Check out any of our past episodes. And Dwan's going with her, sunshades.
That's great. In the top.
She's too cool for us right now, guys. She's too cool. But yeah, until next time.
Photos.
Huh?
I said, please, no photos.
No photos. No screenshots, guys. No screenshots. Now he says yes, queen, yes. Wow. Wow. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of Esports Wrap. Until next time, guys, you take care.
Bye-bye.